Hey everyone, it's me, Bonnie Oda with Beauty Solutions Honolulu, ready to go live for another episode of Joy Behind the Chair. Let's see, it's a little early and you might know that today is a special holiday known as Halloween. So happy Halloween everyone out there. So good to have our wonderful, wonderful island celebrating this fun occasion. Anyway, today I'm going to be taking you to someplace kind of spooky, and we're going to learn how this interesting place in Honolulu can teach us a very important aspect to business as well as keeping your work satisfaction and life satisfaction up there. If you are just tuning in for a rebroadcast, please fast forward because we are early. We will start actually officially in another 4 minutes, but I just want to be on board to make sure that everything's going smoothly. Once you get on and if we are live, please give me a thumbs up and let me know that all is good. And again, my name is Bonnie Oda and I own a company, a distribution company called Beauty Solutions Honolulu. We distribute hair products to beauty salons and stylists, and the really important part, or the part of my job that I love, is that we help businesses become successful through education. So that's the reason that we have this series called Joy Behind the Chair. Hopefully stylists and salon owners will be able to walk away with some interesting tidbits. And I really think that when it comes to business and work satisfaction, life satisfaction, it's really applicable to all careers. So whether you're a stylist, a salon owner, or anyone else, I hope you can walk away with a few gems of help. So today, as I mentioned, it is Halloween. Happy Halloween out there. And if you are tuning in for a rebroadcast, please fast forward until you can see maybe fast forward for another 2 minutes. Let's see, what else can I share with you while we're waiting? It is Halloween 2016, and the weather, as you can see, I'm in Hawaii, in Honolulu, Hawaii, and you can see that the weather is so-so. It's not very sunny. It's kind of a perfect Halloween day, sort of dreary, sort of overcast. We don't have any freezing weather because, of course, we are in Hawaii. Yay! Wonderful. I just came back from the mainland, and it is so nice to be somewhere where the weather is consistent as it is here. Anyway, being that it is Halloween, I'm going to bring you to a very scary place. And where is scarier than where we bury our deceased? I'm going to visit a place right smack in the middle of Kaka'ako, and it is a cemetery. I think some of you could have picked that up when we swung around there. And this is known as the King Street Cemetery. And we're going to learn why King Street Cemetery is able to teach us the importance of collaboration in just another minute. Again, my name is Bonnie Oda. I own Beauty Solutions Honolulu, and if you need any help in terms of learning how to manage texture or manage color for your client's hair, let me know. I'd be more than happy to share with you some fantastic not only items, but also classes on how you can achieve that. Also, if you are a business owner or someone that is looking to understand a little bit more about business itself, perhaps it's collaboration, perhaps it's client retention, perhaps it's just computer skills, please let me know because I do teach classes in other areas, and I am a former owner of a large franchise known as Future Kids, and we taught schools and children how to use a computer as a tool. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and go live, and I told you that being it's Halloween, I'm going to bring you out to a place that a lot of people think is scary. It's my neighbor, so I don't think they're scary. I think they're pretty cool. But this place is known as the King Street Cemetery. Its official name, if you can see behind me, is King Street Cemetery, and it's owned by, the Roman Catholic Church. So, how is this place going to teach us about collaboration? First, a little bit about this cemetery. If you can see behind me, it's one of the oldest. It was built in 1827, and it continued to accept residents until 1927 when it became full. And this cemetery is actually, it was available to those who were Roman Catholics here in Honolulu. We have, there are many previous bishops. We even have, there is even a Tahitian princess buried here. So it's quite famous and quite popular. And I think in 1981 there was even a fire. It was very tragic, a fire that occurred and it burned down. Hi Gary, so good to see you. Thanks for jumping on. This fire happened and it burned down the caretaker's house, and actually the caretaker himself also perished, and it's really, really sad. So we're going to go ahead though, as I mentioned, we're going to see how this spooky place, it can actually teach us the importance of collaboration. So a lot of people don't know. If you look behind me, I think you can kind of see that building. That building is known as the One Archer Lane. It's also home of KITV news station, and it was built by the Myers Corporation. And when Myers, shortly before Myers decided to build the building in 1997, I think it was, 1997, that's right. Shortly before that, they planned to go to 41 stories. And they found out when they met with the city and county that they didn't have what's known as the footprint, or the amount of land they need to go as high as they wanted to. Because in Honolulu, there is a ratio, what we call the footprint ratio, where if you have to have a certain amount of land to go a certain height. And so they went, oh no, you know, they bought this land and they need to make their profit, and how are they going to make that happen? Well, behind their lot is Hawaiian Electric, and Hawaiian Electric wasn't going to sell to them. And over to their right, or Diamond Head side of the plot, or of the lot, was the hi Mikey, nice to see you, thanks for joining. To the Diamond Head side of the building was a cemetery owned by the Roman Catholic Church. And Myers, being the wonderful, or the very smart business people that they are, they said, you know, we're not gonna just give up. We bought this land, we've got to see what we can do. So what they did is they went to the Roman Catholic Church and they started to negotiate. Oh yes, thank you, Mikey. So they went to the church and they started to say, hey, listen, you know, we've got this land, we're your neighbors, what can we do? And we need more footprint to our property to go as high as we want to. Is there anything we can do? And the Roman Catholic Church, hey Ron, it's so good to see you, thanks for joining on board. So anyway, so as I was saying, the Myers Corporation didn't have enough of a footprint to build their entire building up to 41 floors, so they went to the Roman Catholic Church and they said, what can we do? And after a while of talking and collaborating together, the Roman Catholic Church and the Myers Corporation came to an agreement. And that agreement was, okay, if you would like to use our airspace above our cemetery to have the height, the footprint ratio that you need to go up as high as you want to, then why don't you provide us some appointments? Thanks for the thumbs up there. Why don't you provide us some units for our retired priests? So that's exactly what they did. Myers agreed to give the 10th floor to the Roman Catholic Church for the retired priests, and in exchange, they allowed the Myers Corporation to use the airspace as part of their footprint so they could go all the way up. Brilliant. Brilliant negotiation, great example of how important collaboration is to make a project successful. So, you know, really, what can we learn as, whether we're a stylist or a salon owner or a business person or just someone trying to improve your life? What can we learn about collaboration? Well, I was going to say, somebody's throwing me jack-o'-lanterns, but they're my sparkly garlands here. Okay, so collaboration really is an amazing tool, and some of the benefits that you can get from collaboration would include building trust, right? If you collaborate with someone, they're going to, more than likely, you're going to feel more comfortable with them, and you're going to trust them more, and same thing, vice versa. There's also the concept that collaboration helps build mutual trust, mutual understanding. Therefore, it helps to eliminate misunderstandings. Super important when you're collaborating with someone that the understanding is very clear. And it also increases the commitment to one another. For example, with Myers and the Roman Catholic Church, to this day, almost 20 years later, there is still this strong relationship, not only in terms of the retired priest living in the building, but also One Archer Lane, the security guards at One Archer Lane actually opens the gates and closes the gates every day and keeps an eye and makes sure everything is safe. So there's that, that mutual long-term commitment, and then also when you're working with clients, collaboration is super important, not only between across colleague to colleague, but also with your clients, and it would help you also build and increase your retention. And of course, better relationships mean more referrals. It means more partnerships, and partnerships is something that I'm very passionate about. It's something that I've been doing for, I guess about 3 decades now. Back when I had Future Kids, at that time, collaboration was extremely important for me in terms of working with my landlords, and also acquiring new space to have my schools at. Partnership building, collaboration, very, very important. And then as I moved on to the Hawaiian Humane Society, of course, I was in charge of partnership building, especially in the education realm. So I understand that in today's world, you can't do it alone. You really can't. It's a big, big world. You've got to meet up with one another. So where can collaboration actually be applied to? As I was saying, when you talk about your co-workers, and here again, I'm going to go back to the salon example because that is my primary audience, but you can kind of make some connections elsewhere too, or you can maybe even make comments and I can share it out if I can see your comments come through. But in a salon instance, when you're talking co-worker to co-worker, some people say, how can I collaborate? That's really a big, far-fetched concept, and it's not at all. I mean, it comes down to even like little projects, like maybe how to thank you for the thumbs up, even like how to connect with one another to do your Halloween display. It could be something as small as that, all the way to, my gosh, you know what? I am spending a lot of money on my products because I have to buy minimum orders, and I know you're spending also a lot of money because you're doing minimum orders. Why don't we come together, agree on some products that we want to purchase together, and we can get the discount, right? So that's very, very cool. That's another way that you can work with your co-workers on collaboration. You could also work, I'm a supplier, and I know that I always look for opportunities to collaborate with stylists and salons. And I know this is true across the board, whether you're distributing shampoos or you're distributing construction material. You want to work with your clients. So if you go to your supplier and say, hey, listen, I need some help. I need some help in education, or I need help in this or that. I'm sure that your supplier would be more than happy and genuinely pleased to collaborate with you and partner with you. And finally, the last thing is I kind of touched on it just a second ago, is collaborating with your clients. A lot of times people tell me that they are shy about actually, it's like they're afraid of that position of being someone that can supply to a client. And some people will say, oh, I don't like to sell. Some people will say, oh, I don't like to think of them as my client. I like to think of them as my friend. But what I want to share with you is very important that you realize you have a great responsibility to your clients. And that responsibility is to help them. And so as a professional business person, you really need to stop and think, it's not about selling to them, or it's not about being their supplier. It really is about supplying a need for them. And the only way you're going to know what that need is through consultation and collaboration. So with salons, what I do is I do teach classes on client consultation so that you can avoid the misunderstandings, right? And you can all come to a mutual decision as to what is the best route to take for the person's haircut or color or whatever it is. I think that the same thing is true even when I was at the Hawaiian Humane Society, for example. When I would go into a school, we would say, hey, listen, you know, what are the needs? What are some of the challenges you're facing? Some schools, it was that they didn't have enough money to carry forth their programs. Some schools, it was that they had an intense bullying issue. And so I would sit with them and I would say, hey, listen, well, gosh, those are very serious issues. Why don't we put our heads together? I can share with you what we've done in the past with other schools, and let's come to a way of solutions. So again, here we go. It's a great example how collaboration can help salons and stylists, but it also can help all other types of organizations and businesses. So I'm going to go ahead and are there any questions out there amongst those of you who are sitting with us? So to recap, what we did on this spooky Halloween is we visited the King Street Cemetery, which is owned by the Roman Catholic Church, and they are the neighbors of the KITV One Archer Lane building. And they collaborated together to help Myers Corporation reach the height they wanted for the building next to them by sharing their airspace, the space above their cemetery, with Myers, so that Myers was able to go up. And what Myers did in exchange is they gave them an entire 10th floor for the retired priests. And again, collaboration will work very well for you in any aspect. If you have any questions, whether you're a stylist, a salon, or you just want some help, please feel free to call me. You can find my phone number at bshonolulu.com or here on Facebook. Just give me a call. I'd be more than happy to sit down and help you out. And finally, please be safe and have a wonderful, spooky Halloween. Bye.